In both states, children became a part of the state ideology at a very young age. In Nazi Germany, young Aryan boys became a part of the Hitler Youth at age 14. These boys were then taught Nazi ideologies such as Jews are the enemy of the state. They were also given military training such as weapons training, survival skills, and trench digging. They were encouraged to spy on church groups, and some even denounced their parents to the party. Similarly, in the novel 1984, there was a youth group called Junior Spies. The spies are taken at a very young age and fed the propaganda of the party. They were taught to love the party above all else, so lots would denounce their parents to the Thought Police, a secret force in 1984. There was also a female section of the Hitler Youth called the League of German Girls. It focused on developing girls into the Nazi ideals, making them good housewives and whose role in society is to be mothers. In 1984, there was also a women's league called the Junior Anti-Sex League. This group advocated for the removal of sexual intercourse as pleasure. They pushed the party's ideals, and that is total surrender to the state. One key part of both of these states' rule was their use of secret police forces. Hitler's regime had the Schutzstaffel, or SS, and the Gestapo. These two groups used ruthless tactics to eliminate all enemies to the Nazis: socialists, communists, trade union leaders, and Jews. The SS were the army of the Nazis, and the Gestapo were undercover men who infiltrated potential enemies. These people were then imprisoned in forced labor camps or shot. Many were also kept in old warehouses where they were brutally tortured. The party in 1984 had very similar police forces, the Thought Police. They were a secret police force that weeded out potential enemies in the novel. Fear was struck into people because they never knew when they were being watched. You had to live, and did live, from habit that became instinct, in the assumption that every sound you made was overheard, and except in darkness, every movement scrutinized. People taken by the Thought Police were brought to the Ministry of Love, where they were tortured and brainwashed. One thing the Nazis are notorious for are forced labor camps and killing centers. Throughout the Nazi regime's control, there was a total of 40,000 labor camps used. These camps were used to fill enemies of the state, such as Jews, communists, socialists, and prisoners of war. Over 3 million people, mostly Jews, were murdered at these camps. Similarly, in the novel 1984, there are forced labor camps for enemies of the party. There isn't much information given about these forced labor camps, but they are very similar to the ones that the Germans used. These camps were used to sever family relations so that people would stay loyal to the party.